Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and I'm bringing you another Battle Spot video from the VGC 14 ladder series. Fortunately, today's video will not be live commentated as Monday is the night where ladder is basically shut down for Pokemon to do maintenance, but look through a couple of my battle videos. This one's pretty cool, so I wanted to give it to you guys. Anyway, before I get started, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who subscribed recently. The channel's seen a lot of growth in just the last couple of days, thanks to PokeMMD and Shofu using my video for their VGC commentating auditions. If you haven't seen those already, definitely check them out. Both great guys. Really hope to see them at VGCs. But yeah, thanks everyone. At around 9.8k subscribers right now, so almost at that glorious 10,000, and I know it's still not much compared to other Poke YouTubers out there, but I really love all of you guys. It means so much to see so much support, and I'm really glad to see people getting into VGC. You know, the main reason why I started this channel was to kind of spread how fun of a format VGC is, and to get comments and see people really enjoy it is truly awesome. So thank you so much whether you've been here from the start or whether you've joined recently, and I hope you stick along for the ride. Anyway, since I am about to hit 10k, there are two things I wanted to do. I definitely wanted to make a special 10k subscriber video. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do for that yet, but I'll figure something out in the next few days. Second thing I wanted to do was a pretty cool announcement for you guys. I am actually going to start sticking to a consistent schedule on this channel now. You know, for the last 2 months, I've kind of been doing Pokemon individual analyses here and there, trying to get daily battle videos, but I've decided I want to do something more structured on this channel, which includes daily battle, not daily, but live commentated battle videos, post-game battle videos, analyses of individual games. I want to go over some, famous games and look at what the players did right or wrong. I also plan to incorporate live streaming, probably sometime over the weekends or maybe weeknights, into my schedule, so you guys can battle me there. And I also want to do something where you guys can submit battle codes to me, and I'll look over them and talk about, the teams used. So definitely stay tuned for all of this. I'm going to be making a big announcement probably by the end of this week, along with once I hit 10,000. So stay tuned for both of those. But I've been talking for a while now, so let's get into the video. And of course, don't forget guys, if you enjoy this video and enjoy the series, give it a like. 500 likes is always a goal for these videos, for me to post daily content. Anyway, finally getting into the match. Today my team is going to be Aegislash, Azumarill, Mega Manectric, and Tyranitar. My opponent Mike's going to be running Amoonguss, Rhythm Heat, Wigglytuff, and Kangaskhan. If you can't tell already, that is a carbon copy of Ray Rizzo, 3-time world champion, now 2-time regional champion. His regional team, which featured Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff he didn't use very much, but in the matches he did bring, it did do a lot of work, including the top 8 and the finals. So you see here, Mike did bring it, so it should be an exciting match. So let's get right into it. So going into it, I know that I don't have a very good Amoonguss kind of counter. I know I have to play safely around it, and I know it can cause me a lot of trouble. Rotom Heat is also pretty scary. So I decided Aegislash has a pretty good overall matchup against this team, and Azumarill threatens the one thing that really scares it away, which is that Rotom Heat. So my opponent's going to lead with Kangaskhan and Wigglytuff against my Azumarill and Aegislash. The first time I just want to kind of scout out a bit. I definitely don't want to get faked out by that Kangaskhan onto Azumarill. I also don't want him to make a play, say Scrappy, fake out my Aegislash and Fire Blast it to do a ton of damage. So I do just go for the double protect to see whether he goes for the Mega Evolution or not, protecting King Shield of course. Kangaskhan does Mega Evolve, and he does go for the fake out onto Azumarill as Wigglytuff goes for the Fire Blast here. So I come out of the first turn pretty safely. Kangaskhan's actually going to switch out here since it can't really touch that Aegislash because it does carry Substitute, so he's going to bring in Amoonguss, which is a great counter to my Azumarill. Wigglytuff surprisingly goes for a Thunderbolt instead of a Fire Blast, and I'm going to be okay with that as Azumarill is going to be paralyzed here, so that's not good. Gonna eat my Citrus Berry here, but getting paralyzed with Azumarill is never good, especially because you have that 1/4 chance of not attacking. Fortunately, I am going to be fully paralyzed here as I did go for the play rough onto that Wigglytuff. Aegislash is going to stance change here, but I unfortunately did not target that Azumarill, that Wigglytuff, because I was hoping my play rough would just connect and KO it. So here I'm going to stance change again, and just go for a King Shield. I want to KO that Amoonguss, and I'm really scared of it, and I know he's probably going to want to Rage Powder here, so I don't want my Aegislash to just fall from a Fire Blast, since I know Aegislash is really important in this matchup. He does go for that Fire Blast, so I'm pretty relieved when he goes for it, the Rage Powder and the Fire Blast. No way I won't be spored. Unfortunately, because he did Rage Powder, Play Rough is going to hit that Amoonguss with that Rocky Helmet, but I'm fine with that. I got some free damage off that turn. Here, Wigglytuff is actually going to switch out. It's a good play because Wigglytuff is important in this matchup and can actually beat most of my team. So knowing this, I stance change, and I unfortunately did go for the attack onto Wigglytuff. I also thought the Amoonguss would actually be faster than me, so I was fully expecting to fall asleep because Ray's Amoonguss was actually built to outspeed the Aegislashes. So after that, I'm like, okay, that's really bad. I really did not play that correctly. I was really expecting Amoonguss to be faster than me, as Azumarill also goes for the play rough. I was expecting the Aegislash to fall asleep this turn, so I was just trying to pick up that KO there. Not going to work out too well, as I both fall asleep and Azumarill is paralyzed, so I'm in a really bad position right now. But here I'm going to switch into Tyranitar. I know Tyranitar is a great matchup against that Rotom Heat, and since I've got Ice Beam, I can hit that Amoonguss for super effective damage too. I'm going to protect with Azumarill, hoping he just doesn't make any crazy plays and predict here. And fortunately, it works out as Amoonguss goes for the Rage Powder, so I know he's trying to just pick up the KO here onto that Azumarill, and that's exactly what he does. So great turn for me here, as I'm able to avoid any damage and bring in Tyranitar safely. So momentum shifts completely onto my side. Now, this following turn, I know he's probably going to want to switch out Amoonguss to get that Regenerator, so I know if I play Rough this and Rock Slide, not only will I be able to KO the Rotom Heat, but do a ton of damage to whatever comes in. So when I see Wigglytuff, I'm really relieved, especially as Rotom Heat doesn't protect. Tyranitar is able to get this Rock Slide off. That's going to be super effective against that Rotom Heat, and surprisingly, even though I'm Timid Nature, I'm able to take it out. Of course, I am running a special Tyranitar with Timid Nature and Life Orb, but Rock Slide, as you see there, is still pretty powerful, as it does pick up the KO on Rotom Heat. Azumarill is also able to get this play Rough out, and it takes out the Wigglytuff. So, consider how poorly the last couple of turns played out for me. I'm able to bring things completely around and KO 2 of his Pokemon in the same turn while not losing either of mine. But I know the battle's not over yet, as he brings in Kangaskhan and Amoonguss. However, my Aegislash is an excellent matchup against both of these Pokemon. As long as I don't fall into Sucker Punch, Aegislash can actually basically win me the game. So here I'm not afraid to bring it back out. I really needed to KO both of my opponent's Pokemon in the previous turns because Rotom Heat and the other Pokemon, Wigglytuff, both had fire-type attacks to hit my Aegislash, but now Aegislash can win me the game. Gonna make a good play here, my opponent, as he KOs my Azumarill, but Azumarill has done what it needed. Could have probably gone for an Aqua Jet, but was anticipating a Rage Powder. Really probably should have gone for that Aqua Jet, but you know, I know that at this point I feel very confident with my ability to win the game since Aegislash is in. Now, he went for the Spore until the switched in Aegislash, which obviously isn't going to do anything, and I know at this point I just have to wait for Aegislash to wake up, get a substitute up, and that should basically seal the game up for me, especially because Amoonguss is slower than me, which I'm still kind of surprised about, as Ray's Amoonguss was specifically built to outspeed Aegislash. Manectric is going to protect here. I don't want to take any damage whatsoever, for example, Power Up Punch, and I know this Amoonguss is probably going to protect, so I want to just overheat it the following turn. Kangaskhan does go for the predicted Power Up Punch. Aegislash takes another turn of sleep. Perfectly fine with me, as once again I said, I know once Aegislash wakes up, I will be able to win this game. And I kind of played this game knowing that Aegislash wins the Kangaskhan Amoonguss matchup, so I was so happy to see that Wigglytuff switch in, because I know that basically sealed the game up for me. Here, Amoonguss is going to go for a Rage Powder, trying to redirect any attacks, for example, Thunderbolt away from that Kangaskhan, but I did go for the Overheat here, so really relieved to see that. And once Amoonguss is gone, I know Aegislash is basically set, because once the substitute goes up, there's no way that Kangaskhan can actually effectively beat Aegislash. Aegislash, one of my favorite counters to Kangaskhan, even though Kangaskhan does have the super effective Sucker Punch, Aegislash with King Shield and Substitute, just such a good counter. He's going to go for the Power Up Punch here, and I think he really needs to if he wants any chance of winning. You know, his only chance really is for me to screw up and attack while in the Blade form and somehow, you know, feint by a Sucker Punch. I just went for the Flash Cannon here, knowing that his Sucker Punch wouldn't KO me regardless if he targeted my Aegislash. Sandstorm is going to fall here, and I know the game is basically sealed up as long as I just keep on, you know, stance changing and substituting with my Aegislash. And if anything, this game should show you why Aegislash is such a threat. I did just go for a substitute here since there was no need to change stances, as Sucker Punch would not hit me because I did go for the substitute. Protect with Manectric just because I know there's no other play he could really do, just to make sure I stay in the best position possible. And at this point, it's just really not choking and making sure I get the guaranteed win since I have it sealed up. I go for the King Shield here because I know I need to change forms if I don't want to get KO'd by Sucker Punch in attack form, as I am going to go for another Thunderbolt with Manectric at -2, but still able to do a lot to that Kangaskhan as he goes for another Power Up Punch onto my Manectric. Of course, he's at +1 right now, so he's going to get 2 more off, bringing him up to +3. But as he's not able to KO that Manectric, that's going to seal the game up, basically, because I will be able to just double target him in the next turn to KO him. Regardless of who he targets, the game is sealed up. But just to ensure the win, I still don't want to make I don't want anything crazy going on. Really, this is kind of unnecessary at this point, but I know if I just bring Tyranitar and bring up the sand, the game will be won. So the last couple of turns were just formalities, but once again, making sure nothing terrible happened, as Aegislash just went for the substitute, not wanting to get hit by that Sucker Punch, as Tyranitar comes in safely, and I know the game is over since he's not going to be able to take out that Aegislash. So if this game showed you anything, it's why Aegislash is such a good Pokemon in VGC. why you really need a way to beat it. If you don't have a way to beat it, you know, you better you're in for a tough one, because Aegislash can single-handedly win you games, and you saw here it basically won me a 2v1 against Kangaskhan and Amoonguss, and my opponent's Kangaskhan is going to faint here from the sand, so I'm going to be able to take the 3-0 victory. Really, really great game. I think it showcased, once again, swing of momentum in VGC, coming back when the first couple turns don't go out too well. You know, when my Azumarill got fully paralyzed, and when my Aegislash fell asleep, I thought I was in a lot of trouble, but through some, you know, nifty playing and relying on my opponent to not make, hopefully not making the best predictions, I was able to come back and make it a 3-0 win. So, of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the battle. 500 likes is always a goal for daily uploads, and I'll see you next time. Have a nice night, guys. Peace.